Hi everybody, this is Sydney Wilson, and I want to talk to you guys today about the website Quizzizz. This is a formative assessment website that I've actually seen used quite a bit in my placement class this semester. It's kind of a little bit similar to Kahoot in that it's requires class participation. You can do it live, can get a little bit competitive, but it does have more options than the typical Kahoot set has, which is kind of why I like it. As you can see, I currently have pulled up a quiz that I made for this class. It's over atomic structure. And so I just made like 10 little sample questions, kind of talking about elements and their different structures and different trends that you can see among them on the periodic table. And as I was saying, like, there are more options in this setting. So like, for example, this question is a fill in the blank question. So a lot of times in other formative assessments you only have multiple choice option, and this one gives a little more room for recall. Let's see, what else do we have? And again, these last two are again kind of that fill in the blank style question that wouldn't necessarily be an option. I think there was one here. This one is a select all that apply. So you have the ability to select multiple right answers instead of just one. And these two are kind of short answer. They probably don't need to have 180 seconds to answer them, but they don't necessarily have an exact right answer. When I was making these questions, I didn't have like an exact right one in mind. Looking back on it, I would probably make these more of a fill in the blank question and save the open-ended questions for more of an essay style question. So this one has a couple different modes. For the classic, the students have the ability to just go at their own pace, and then there's an instructor-paced one, which is what we use in my classroom. The teacher sends out a class code, and everyone gets invited into the meeting, and then the instructor can kind of speed things up a little bit, and you get like the whole group answer in statistics like you would in a Kahoot. It does also have this asynchronous learning ability, so you can assign it as homework to your students, which is really helpful for the online setting that we're in now. This could be used for review for a test. Like, you could create a review quiz and assign that as homework, or even just like knowledge checks after each lesson if that was something that you wanted to do, kind of in like a more fun setting than like paper pencil homework that you send home with them. You do have the ability to edit, so we're going to click on that. My internet is very slow, so be patient with me. Alright, and so in this setting you can see what the right answers are for each of them. You can also go in and kind of edit the seconds, the amount of time that students have, if you are going to have them go through at their own pace. You can kind of make it a little more, help it to move along a little bit. Um, you do get like this little quiz quality score on the side, which I think is kind of cool. Um, so you make sure that like the name is relevant and it's longer than 4 questions. I added the grade level of 7th through 12th grade. So you could use this in a junior high class that's just learning about atoms, which if that were the case, I would probably edit some of these questions. They might be a little bit too in-depth for a 7th grader, but there are definitely some of them that would be useful. And then up through high school chemistry, I think most schools have it available in like the sophomore or junior year, but if a senior wanted to take it, there would not be an issue there. And you also have the ability to like add a cute little image, so I made a little atom for it. As you can see, this one's public, so anyone can see it, which is another kind of nice function of this. I can back out of this. And so, if I was a teacher and I didn't have time to make a quiz for myself, I could search something, say I was looking for a chemistry, wow, spell things right, chemistry quiz, which I would probably pick something a little more specific, but as you can see, things that were created by other people are also available for use in your own classroom. And again, you have the grade appropriateness, you can like them and whatnot. Let's go into this reports tab. While this is spinning, let's see if this will, maybe not. So I haven't had this set up as a game yet, but you could get in this reports section and be able to see how students have done on that quiz. Again, if you're an instructor, you can do this lessons function, which would be useful in this current online environment. You can create lessons that are accessible on this. So atoms, and then this could be under chemistry. Alright, and so then this allows you to create a slideshow on Quizzizz that would be accessible to students for them to go through a PowerPoint presentation over the material that you have for them. So this could be paired like in tandem with a quiz that you create, so you could make this lesson and then go back and create a quiz that would go with it. As you can see, you can import slides over here, which would be really helpful in like converting. If you already have a set that you like to use, you could convert that into a Quizzizz set and make that a little more accessible. I'm going to go back, and so, and then yeah, this is obviously not what it would end up looking like in the end, but it's would be where your lessons would be, and then you could go under your library. In this library I only have two, but you can see all of the things that you've created, and you can sort them by the ones most recently created. You can just look at the quizzes you have, just look at the lessons, and that sort of thing. So I think this could be really handy, especially with the online environment that classes are in right now. It makes classes a little more interactive instead of just a teacher talking to a screen with a bunch of faces. This makes it so that the students are also participating back, and being more of an active participant in their learning. So, yep, I think this is worth using in my future classroom. Thanks for listening.